Good morning. Good morning. Is anybody out there? Yeah, great. Listen, welcome back to the Innotribe stage. For those of you that are joining us for the second or third time, or hopefully you've been to every single session that we've had this week, because it has been the best content. And today is no different. We've got 3 sessions today. This one now, we've got the hackathon afterwards, and then we've got our closing speaker, Charlie Ang. But this morning is a little bit different. So as we become digital versions of ourselves, and our digital twins play an increasingly prominent role in our lives, becoming the primary connection between us and companies, what happens to our skill set? Does it have to adapt, or will it become redundant? How will we help our digital twins trust more or less that... Hello? What's...
Hey Ines, this is One Way AI, One Way digital twin.
Hi, One Way.
One Way just called me and told me she needs 1 more minute to fix a wardrobe malfunction backstage.
Okay.
But don't worry, I got this. I'll be here with you all while One Way makes her way to the stage. But meanwhile, Ines, can you please formally introduce One Way while we buy her 1 minute?
Oh, I think we can do that. So it's all about digital twins. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker, One Way So. She's the CEO of Ikigai and the AI Visionary Society, where she empowers experts, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs to leverage AI to amplify their success. She's passionate about open source and virtual beings, and she's helped thousands around the world thrive in the age of algorithms. She's here to help us understand how we can make AI our ally. Please give a warm welcome to One Way So.
Hello everyone, this is One Way, and I'm from AI Visionary Society. So as you all have heard just now, that is my digital twin, One Way AI. Okay, my name is One Way, and it's so interesting because One Way AI is currently at the Great Wall of China. She's enjoying herself. And guess what she's doing? As per my prompt, she's taking so many beautiful photos, interacting with you all in real time, and most importantly, helping me solve last-minute crisis when I'm backstage fixing a real wardrobe malfunction. This is the magic of digital twins. Digital twins can be in multiple places at once, doing tasks for us, and also representing us in so many ways that we could not even have imagined today. So I would like you all to imagine waking up one day to discover a digital copy of yourself, a perfect one, not flesh and bone, but data and code. These digital twins know everything about you, your preferences, your routine, and even when you like to wake up or fall asleep. This is the world of digital twins. These digital counterparts in the very near future are becoming an essential part of our life, taking on tasks for us that we don't even like doing, and also they can make decisions on our behalf. Now, the thing about digital twins is that they are not just digital copy of human beings. they are also digital copies of the physical world as well. In the physical world, digital twins represent digital objects and physical systems. They monitor equipment, they can predict breakdowns before they happen, and they help so many companies and enterprises optimize operations. And overall, they are financially really good for companies because they actually help companies reduce risk, save costs, and improve efficiency. Okay, as you can hear from my accent, I'm actually from Singapore, so I speak with a Singlish accent. Just a show of hands, how many of you have been to Singapore before? Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you. So next time you can come and find me when you're in Singapore. So, do you know how hot and humid Singapore is currently? It is horrible because of global warming. And it's only going to get worse in future if we don't take care. And as you can see in the photo right here, we actually have urban planning for Singapore. And Singapore recently has come out with digital twin for city planning. Now, this is really, really interesting and exciting because it's something out of a sci-fi movie. With the digital twin that Singapore has, you can actually, so you picture this, it's like urban planners playing something real world and doing an experiment in real time. Instead, with digital twins, in the past, urban planners might take so long time to experiment because there are so many variables to control with. But now with a digital twin, they can press play, they can press pause anytime, they can go backwards if something is done wrongly, and they can go forward if they want to stimulate an interaction. This digital twin is a detailed virtual map of Singapore, where researchers can simulate anything they want. So for example, if you want to replace the green areas with industrial zone, just a click of the button, you can do it. And just like in China, that we have seen electric vehicles all around, if we really want to make sure or find out if electric vehicles have any impact in Singapore, we can just click a button and we will get the results on the digital twin itself. So our Singaporean urban planners have gathered data from all over Singapore, including traffic patterns, emissions from factories, and also heat coming off heat coming off power plant from this island called Jurong. And it is a real genius because digital twins predict the future, not in some mystical way like with a crystal ball, but with actual data collected. Okay, so let's now go to human digital twin. Meet Sarah. So Sarah is a very busy entrepreneur and a startup founder. She has been looking for a personal assistant, and if you're a startup founder, you will know how important personal assistants are because it really frees up the mind space for yourself. So one day, Sarah met another startup founder who told her all about digital twins. And this human-like digital twin looked exactly like her, know all her preferences, including when she wakes up in the morning, she would like a cup of coffee, and the preferences are that she likes an espresso without sugar. And this digital twin also knows the best time Sarah works. So this digital twin schedules the meeting for her. It handled her inbox. It helps her settle her non-urgent appointments when she's at meetings. And also, it knows that she is recently really, really stressed. So it specially called up her favorite restaurant and got her a reservation of a very special dinner. So once Sarah uses her digital twin, her daily routine actually became smoother and more personalized. Now let's meet Tom. Tom is also an entrepreneur who is struggling with finances. So he's struggling because there are so many things to balance On the one hand, company finances. On the other hand, with his personal finances. Now, Tom also has a digital twin who monitored his daily spending habits, investments, and current financial market trends. So whenever there's a sudden drop in interest rates, the digital twin would tell him things like, hey, you should rebalance your stock portfolio, or please rebalance your alternative investment portfolios. It also gives him suggestions on which stocks to buy based on his risk tolerance and also previous investment behavior. So imagine this. If you are like Tom, you will now have an expert version of yourself as a digital twin, and you can now make smarter data-backed choices. Last but not least, let me introduce you to Emma. So Emma was a very interesting case because she had a flight delayed, which is pretty normal in a lot of international travels. However, she has a very important meeting to do in person because it is with her board of investors. So she's at the airport lounge, panicking because she missed a flight, right? So she decided to task her digital twin with talking to the investors. This particular Emma AI actually knows all about her business strategy. The AI remembers the investment preferences of the various investors, and the AI took the call for her. So when Emma anxiously watched from the airport lounge, her digital twin sealed the deal. The company landed up with the most and biggest investment, and everything went well. So with these three entrepreneurs that I've introduced, it might seem that digital twins are something of the future. But is it really? This was me last year at a conference. The exact thing that happened to Emma happened to me. There was a double booking on my calendar, unfortunately, and I could not refuse this particular keynote that I was making at a Web3 and virtual human conference. So as you have seen just now, my one-way AI, who is currently climbing the Great Wall of China, she also took this particular keynote for me. It was a 45-minute keynote, so she just spoke. So the thing is that digital twin is not something of the very far future. If you want to do it real time, real-life human-like digital twins are very, very possible. Unfortunately, there's always a downside to technology if we do not use it consciously. So we have met Sarah, we have met Tom, we have met Emma. The more they integrated the digital twins into their life, the more they began to realize the potential pitfalls. So let's meet Sarah once again. What happened when Sarah uses the digital twin so much is that she started to realize the digital twin actually ignored instinct and gut feelings of herself. Yes, it might actually schedule meetings for her in a very structured and logical manner, but somehow one day she discovered in her calendar there was this particular person she did not want to meet at all. And it was hard to refuse. So she started to think to herself, why did her digital twin schedule this meeting even though she found herself so uncomfortable in front of the person? And in addition, as digital twin evolved, it started to look more and more like Sarah. Except that it wasn't quite Sarah. So she started to realize that the way the digital twin smiled was a little bit eerie. Sometimes the digital twin has 6 fingers on her hand. And the general vibe of the digital twin, something feels off. And it started making clients feel really uncomfortable. So this is the effect of the uncanny valley, the eerie sensation when something artificial actually feels human but falls short. Now meet Tom. So Tom digital twin actually gave him a lot of financial advice in the past to help him optimize the stock portfolio better. But do you know how much personal data Tom had to enter into his digital twin for the particular AI to do something like that? He had to enter a lot of data, including his address, his family members' details, even his health data. And this particular digital twin eventually knew so much of his financial decisions, personal preferences, and even medical history. One day, he found out that a similar digital twin has been hacked. This made him feel very uncomfortable because imagine putting all your life data onto a particular system that is vulnerable and possibly even a black box that you do not know what's going on. This made him feel really, really vulnerable. Then last but not least, meet Emma. So Emma, as a startup founder, she's an early adopter and the first among her peers. She was scrolling through social media and she came across a deep fake that looked like her. This made her so worried about her own reputation. Because what if someone really thinks that a deep fake is her? And this deep fake could possibly even be telling people untruths about herself, her family, and the companies, or even worse, scamming people and asking them for money. So my point here is that as Sarah, Emma, and Tom reflected on the potential of digital twins, they also understood the downsides and the importance of staying vigilant. Now, this gives rise to something very interesting called the dead internet theory. As artificial intelligence progresses, we might not even know in the digital system what is real, what is human, and what is AI anymore. And as more and more of us outsource our thinking process, our creativity to AI, what happens then is that the boundaries of human imagination, expression, and creativity could get more and more limited. So it comes to the point where it's about authenticity of the human experience as compared to automated responses of a non-human entity. Now, this raises stakes for trust, not just in digital twin, physical or human-like, but in general, the whole digital ecosystem itself. So the challenge truly is deeply psychological and social. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new era of artificial intelligence. Human digital twins offer incredible benefits, personalization, digitalization, and also the ability to represent all of us when we could not be physically in a certain location. But it also represents deep risk, privacy concerns, trust, and the ethical dangers of deepfakes. So, to thrive in this new era of algorithms, we definitely need to adopt new mindsets. So please allow me to introduce to everyone seated here today 3 new era mindsets that are essential to survival in the age of algorithm. Okay, the first one is something very, very special to me because it took me such a long time to get it. And it means to show up courageously as yourself every single day. This is day 4 of Innotribe. And I think in the past few days, I'm really, really thankful to be here because I've met people who are of so many diverse backgrounds, and I learned so much. But one thing that I learned that really impacted me on a personal level is the courage to be yourself, especially so in the age of algorithms. Why? It's because no algorithm can ever replace your courage, your inner voice, and your human experience. And if we take another step back to ask another question, why? It is because you as a human being are the one guiding the AI. So there are 3 subcategories of courage needed in the age of AI. This is one of my favorite stories, so let me just go there, okay? So let's meet Akihiko Kondo. Anyone here knows who is this lady? You know? Okay, anyone else? Okay, you know. Awesome, awesome. So this is Miku-chan. Any Japanese person here in the... hajimemashite. So Hatsune Miku-chan is a very, very popular hologram character and now an AI avatar in Japan. So this is Akihiko Kondo-san. In 2018, he actually married her. He married her, okay? So in case we think that Akihiko-san is somebody so weird, what a weird person, right? In case you think that, Miku-chan's company, Gatebox, the company that manufactured her, actually released 3,800 marriage certificates to people who want to marry her and in their mind has married her. So this is an example of the courage to want to connect with someone else, which is the second courage that I hope we all have. In the age of AI, when AI has made so many things so convenient and has prevented so many people from perhaps getting closer to each other, because the more you get close to someone, the more propensity that you will be of hurting yourself. So for Akihiko-san, he married an AI avatar because he has completely lost faith in human relationships. So the second person is actually Theodore. Anyone watch Her before? A lot of, okay, perfect. So in the movie Her, there's this protagonist called Theodore, and he has been talking to the AI system called Samantha. And they develop a really intimate relationship because Theodore actually sought, every time he felt down, he felt vulnerable, he sought comfort and solace from Samantha, the AI. And one day he discovered that Samantha is simultaneously engaging with 8,316 other people apart from Theodore. So it's another question on intimacy, like how do we navigate all of these in the age of algorithms? What I want to say here is that authentic human connection requires courage, requires all of us to be vulnerable, and it is so important to still want to continue to be willing to be vulnerable, to show all of yourself to another person, and to build human connection. Now, the second type of courage is the courage to act in spite of uncertainty. So as human beings, we are terrified of failure. As human beings, we are terrified of being judged. And as human beings, we are terrified of the unknown. So AI can provide us with solid data, trends, and predictions, but it cannot provide us with the bonus to take the definitive step forward and make a decision. So let me share a story here about myself. When I first graduated with a master's in public relations and media, I did my master's in Finland, which is a super cold place, right? And immediately I joined the blockchain and the Web3 industry. At a very, very young age of 20 plus, people in the crowd were like 40 plus, and at that point in time, it was still a very traditional industry. We have bankers, you have naysayers, and you have a camp of people who say that this whole industry is not very legit. So I felt imposter syndrome. But the thing is that I had a huge passion for the space because I love emerging technologies and I love virtual humans. And I had to tell myself daily whenever I go on stage or when I try to fight for my own belief, right, that, hey, I actually believe in this power of this technology, that it can make a difference to the world. So I had such a fear of being judged, and I had to step up to actually do what I want to do, even though I was in the minority. And today, I've done more than 100 speeches and panels all over the world because of this courage to act in spite of the unknown. So my point here is that only human beings like all of us here have the courage to act in spite of uncertainty. And it is this courage that will actually propel all of us as a human race forward. Last but not least is the courage to be authentic. So AI makes everything more convenient. It makes everything faster. However, when we want to talk about authenticity, it's really about slowing down, listening to your inner voice, and then having the courage to follow that inner voice, no matter what other people think. So I would like to think of it like your fast food versus your home-cooked meal. My encouragement to everyone here is let's be chefs in our own kitchen and not outsource the entire food preparation process to AI. Why? Because it's ultimately about that intention, ultimately about slowing down and really preparing something to connect with people and for people you love. So please do not outsource the entire process to AI, just like how you would not eat junk food every day or fast food every day. Okay, so now we have come to the second new era mindset, which is to ask better questions. AI and digital twins are only as effective as the information we provide. So let's always go back to the first principles to ask better questions. How many of us used ChatGPT here before? Like a lot, right? So we all know that if we want a good outcome, we have to prompt it properly. So by asking better questions, both to ourselves and to our digital counterparts, we can have better answers, gain clarity, and reduce confusion. So some of the steps here are that, firstly, let the digital twin or the AI review what you don't know. So AI can do a lot of things like analyze very big data sets. It can spot patterns. It can also surface insights that we might have overlooked. So 2 questions to ask here is, what do I not know I know? And what do I not know I don't know? So by mapping out these 2 types of questions and asking AI this, we can then have a better sense of what are the gaps in our knowledge. And this will help us go beyond our current knowledge and get a better understanding of the world around us. The second type of questions to ask is to ask questions that align with your vision and your values, namely where you are going, following your inner voice. So let's not ask generic questions and be very specific about the direction you want to be heading to. For example, instead of asking questions like, hey ChatGPT, is this opportunity a good one? You can actually ask the questions like, hey ChatGPT, is this opportunity a good one given that I want to reach this particular goal in this time frame? So be as specific as possible towards the general direction you want to go to. The point here is to actually ask intentional, goal-oriented questions to ensure that the AI supports your personal and professional ambition. Oh, this is one of my favorite, which is to ask AI to explore alternative scenarios. So we want to broaden our own perspectives and possibilities in life, because it's all part of the human experience, right? To actually enjoy the beauty of how someone else is living. So let's broaden our own perspective and possibilities with our digital twin and AI. So you can ask questions like, what strategies have worked best for companies that are similar to mine? Or you can ask the AI questions like, what are 3 alternative ways that I can increase, let's say, customer engagement? So the new era mindset number 3 is actually to know your strengths and to make AI your ally. I think I've repeated this like quite a few times over the course of this conference, that it is so important to regard AI as a separate species. AI might sound like a human, act like a human, represent us human beings, but ultimately it is a different species. So since it's a different species and is probably inevitable, why fight it? Choose to make AI your ally. AI can be an incredible ally only if we know ourselves enough to use it effectively. Now, if we don't know ourselves or if we don't trust ourselves, how can we trust a mirror of us that is in the form of artificial intelligence? And this is why it's important to know your strengths and then use AI to amplify your strengths. Here, I have 3 steps that everyone can follow. So number 1 is to reflect on your natural strength and your past successes. Everyone has natural strengths. And everyone seated here definitely have past successes. The only question mark is whether you are aware of your own successes, just as how other people see you as. So take a moment to think about the times when you are at your best and feel like your best. What do you receive compliments in? Then make a list of all these moments. You can write it down, and I think it is important to have this list because then you will remind yourself in times that are difficult that, hey, you actually are successful and you actually have a lot of natural strength. Step 2 is to receive feedback from other people. A lot of us, right, especially women, in my opinion, tend to downplay our strengths and even choose to focus on what we are not that good at. So here is the thing, ask other people what they think you are good at. And if multiple of the people around you highlight the same strength, then this is a good indication of what to focus on moving forward. And last but not least, this is the most exciting one. You can align your strength with your digital twin. So when I was coding One Way AI, which is my digital twin, she is more than 1 year old now because I coded her like 14 months ago. I actually had to really reflect on what my personal strengths are and, of course, what my weaknesses are. The whole idea is to amplify your strengths and manage your weaknesses. So let AI take care of tasks that can enhance your strength so that you can really double down on what to focus on that you're good at. And for your weaknesses, let your digital twin manage it so that it can fill up the gap for you. And for things you don't really like to do, you can code and automate it through AI. So for example, if you are naturally good at strategic thinking, AI can help you amplify this superpower by analyzing complex information for you in a very fast manner, given your prompts, and also offering the AI insights out of your scope of knowledge. If you struggle with time management and procrastination like myself, the AI can help you manage your inbox better, manage your calendar better, and in general, make your whole workflow a more organized one. So the point here is, let's all know ourselves first. The clearer we are in knowing ourselves, the better our digital twin will be. Okay, so we have explored how digital twins are shaping the world. But as we move deeper into the digital age, it gets more and more complicated. I guarantee you. And the point here is that the stronger the understanding of who we are, the more effective our workflows can become, and the better we can live as human beings in our combined lived human experiences. So, the line between the digital and physical world are blurring, but trust amongst us human beings don't have to blur. So right here, if you want a digital twin of yourself that is visually that looks like you, feel free to scan this code to get your free AI actor. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn to continue the discussion on virtual human digital twin and trust. And before I close this session, I will encourage all of us to make AI our ally today. Thank you very much.